Stories have the power to transport us to different worlds, allowing us to experience lives, circumstances, and emotions that are not our own. They allow us to step into someone else's shoes and feel the weight of their story. Through stories, we can confront and grapple with difficult topics and emotions that may feel too overwhelming or taboo to face directly in our own lives. This process of confronting difficult emotions and experiences in a safe environment is key to healing and growth. Stories can also inspire hope and resilience. By hearing about other people's struggles and triumphs, we can draw strength from their example and feel inspired to keep going, even when things get tough. So let's explore a story today that dives deep into the struggle for survival, looking at how individuals cope with loss, trauma, and the challenges of daily life. Join me in exploring this gripping tale of resilience and endurance. The cave is damp, its stone walls still carrying the scent of blood and fear. Morning light seeps through the entrance, thin beams cutting into the dark. The elder who stood against the leopard lies near the back, his wounds raw but bound in bark and leaves. His breath rattles, each exhale a fragile promise that life still clings to him. The tribe cannot remain still. Hunger gnaws at their bellies, and the forest beyond still whispers danger. A pair of young males climb down into the gorge, seeking roots among the riverbank. The swollen waters conceal threats of their own. Crocodiles, their armored backs breaking the surface with silent menace. Stones in hand, the scouts creep carefully, prying tubers from mud, always glancing at the current. Survival is measured by vigilance. Inside the cave, the mother weakens. The birth has drained her, her body trembling with fever. Her milk runs thin, the newborn's cries rising in desperate hunger. The tribe gathers herbs, bitter leaves known to ease pain, mashing them into a paste and pressing them to her lips. But it is not enough. Life and death wrestle silently in the dark, and the outcome remains uncertain. As the day warms, new danger arrives not from predators, but from kin. From across the gorge, another band appears, shadows moving against the light. Their voices echo through the stone, harsh and guttural, rival Australopithecus, drawn by the same need for shelter. The bands lock eyes across the water. The cave is no longer just protection, it is territory, the very difference between survival and extinction. The rivals approach the crossing, brandishing sticks, testing the current with stones. The tribe inside the cave rises to their feet, shoulders pressed together, young tucked behind elders. They clutch their crude weapons, shrieking and pounding the earth. The newborn wails, its cry swallowed in the rising storm of threat. The river becomes the barrier that decides fate. One rival male lunges into the current, only to be swept under, devoured by the hidden jaws of a crocodile. His screams vanish beneath the foam. The others hesitate, fear freezing them. Then, with sharp gestures and warning calls, they retreat back into the trees. The cave remains theirs, but the message is clear: survival will always be contested. Night descends again, heavy and unrelenting. The fevered mother stirs, body weakening, but her eyes search the small bundle in her arms. She presses the infant close, her last strength spent in the act of holding. The tribe gathers around her, their bodies forming a circle. They understand, though no words are spoken. She exhales one final time, a hand slackening against the newborn. Grief ripples through the band. They lift their heads and wail into the darkness, a sound both mournful and defiant, echoing through the gorge. In this gesture, the tribe ensures continuity. Life flows onward, even when one flame is extinguished. The elder watches from his bed of leaves, his body scarred, his breath shallow. He extends his hand, gnarled fingers brushing the child's cheek. The tribe quiets, their grief softening into resolve. The child has survived, the shelter is theirs. The forest still threatens, but within this cave, they endure. Dawn breaks once more, painting the gorge in gold. The tribe emerges, climbing onto the rocks to gather warmth in the new sun. They chew figs, roots, and bitter herbs, passing food from hand to hand. Their world is merciless storms, predators, rivals, death, but within the circle of their kind, something persists. Bonds stronger than hunger, unity stronger than fear. And so, in the heart of a world that sought to break them, the tribe rises again, scarred but unbroken. Life continues, as it always must. One of the most powerful aspects of this story is the way it depicts the strength and resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The characters in the story are constantly tested by external forces beyond their control, such as the harsh environment, the threat of predators, and the hostility of rival groups. Yet they never give up. They persevere through their hardships, drawing strength from their community and their determination to survive. The story also explores the importance of community and social bonds in overcoming adversity. The tribe in the story relies on cooperation and mutual support to survive. They work together to find food, defend themselves, and care for their sick and wounded. The sense of community is particularly strong during times of crisis, such as when the tribe is threatened by crocodiles or hostile rivals. The bonds between the characters in the story are truly inspiring. The love between mothers and children, the loyalty between friends, and the sense of camaraderie. within the tribe are all portrayed with great depth and sensitivity. Despite the constant threat of danger, the characters in the story never lose sight of what is important. They cherish their relationships and the bonds that unite them, knowing that these are the things that give meaning to their lives. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more like it, please let me know. I'd love to share more tales that celebrate the strength, resilience, and kindness of the human spirit. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the power of storytelling. Remember, stories have the power to change our lives by broadening our perspectives, inspiring hope, and fostering empathy. Keep reading, keep listening, and keep sharing stories because they have the power to make us more understanding, compassionate, and empathetic people. Until next time, happy reading and take care.